Well, my motivation is there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and the citizens need to be represented by someone who knows what's going on with the city, knows what's going on with the finances, and understands their role, especially as a council member, in the ability of a council member to bring the much needed attention and change to the neighborhoods and to the communities. And we can't do that through directing city employees, but we can certainly do that through legislation. So I am running to ensure that regardless of who's the mayor and the council moving forward, that there will be laws in place to make sure that our neighborhoods are not left behind. Well, I have worked with this mayor that we currently have, as well as two previous mayors, and been able to get things accomplished. We have been able to tear down several hundred abandoned homes, vacant lots, make sure we have the money in place for those things, but as well as bringing, developing the crossplex, paving our streets, bringing new lights to our communities throughout the city, bringing the Barons back to downtown Birmingham, the revitalization around Railroad Park, working to revitalize the historic Carver Theater and the Alabama Jazz Hall of Fame, making sure we put money in place to get those types of projects done. So those are just a few projects that we've gotten done in the district that I represent, as well as the city as a whole, and that was only made possible by working with the mayor. So myself and the council, but certainly I have been able to demonstrate over the years, almost 10 years now, that I can work with whoever is in office, as long as I can do that and support my constituents. To enact something, yes, I think that we need to, and we're working on this now, to establish neighborhood empowerment zones. Right now we have tax increment financing districts downtown, which allows us to use the taxes that are generated from the businesses in this particular area to use the money. We can borrow against that money and then use it to reinvest in that area. That's the same thing that we want to do in neighborhoods. And so we have the Crossplex is a good example of us trying to do that or being able to do that. Downtown Ensley, North Birmingham, those are areas that could certainly use a neighborhood empowerment zone by which we would be able to have funding that is generated from there, and also resources that we have from outside of that area, but just from the city as a whole, being directed to those specific areas. That's one thing that we need to adopt. Something that we need to revise is the city code, which requires that the mayor give us the budget at a certain time. Right now we have the budget, we get it on May the 20th, and we should be getting it at least 2 months prior to the beginning of the new fiscal year. We tried to get that approved a few months ago. The mayor vetoed it, and the council, there were not enough council members to override the veto, but that's something that we need to do moving forward so that the council has more time to look at the budget, make any changes to it, and then submit it back to the administration so we can have it passed on time. Um, the issue that's probably not getting enough attention, that's a good question. I think probably the most important or pressing issue that's not getting enough attention is how this, I would just say our neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods are not getting enough attention. I think that we need to make sure that we are focused on our neighborhoods and not just on the city center. The city center is doing great. It's growing, and I just mentioned the Barons, Railroad Park, but even down on the north side, it's all doing well, but our neighborhoods are still suffering. And that's, I think, what we need to have the most attention placed on it. Well, I'm a sinner saved by grace. I know that I'm not perfect, but I know that I serve a perfect God, and so my faith has always been a part of who I am as a man, and not just whether it's me being a council member or anything else. I know who I am in Christ, and so I know that when I go into office, and when I go into the office and continue to be an elected representative, I'm also representing Jesus and trying to exemplify that in everyday, dealing with people, whether they're people in the community, whether they're people at City Hall or anyone in between, just trying to make sure that I let my light shine the best that I know how. It's a very tough environment being in politics, especially in Birmingham. There's a struggle between the way politics used to be and the way that they should be. And so trying to be Christ-centered and spirit-filled is, your faith gets tested a lot. Well, my time that I've served on the council, my experience, the uniqueness of my experience. When I got on the city council, I was appointed in 2008. I ran against 9 candidates in 2009 and won. And then in 2013, I had one opponent. I won that race and I was elected to be president. And then I had to be re-elected to be president in 2016, which has never happened in the history of the Birmingham Mayor Council form of government. But my experience, my background, where I come from, my father was a pastor and served and started a ministry in 1986 in Metropolitan Gardens. And so I basically grew up there, learning the different issues that affect people from all walks of life. And so now knowing that and really knowing those experiences has helped me to be a more balanced and I guess, yeah, I just say a more balanced individual as it relates to how we govern the city. And so that, as well as just my ability, I think, to work with anyone, to get anything done for the city, regardless of the personal differences that individual elected officials may have. I have proven and shown time and time again as the president of the council and as a council member that I can work with anyone. And that's something that is, I think that requires a different type of personality. And I have shown that I'm suited to do that, and I would like to continue to do that for the city of Birmingham.